Hi, I'm here today with Zach Winkleman. Would you like to
Hello.
introduce yourself and what you do?
Yeah, I'm Zach. I'm one of the instructors and PhD students at Indiana State University.
Great. I just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
For how long have you been a preceptor or clinical instructor?
I have been a preceptor for this my fourth year. I have a few different roles with that. So I teach at ISU, some of the clinical classes, and then I also work as a PRN athletic trainer for Union Hospital, which serves as clinical sites for students. So I'm a preceptor through that program.
Cool. What is your current position?
So I work, mainly my job is a PhD student, so with that I do research, teaching for Indiana State, so that's my main job, and then I also have a PRN athletic trainer position for Union Hospital.
Great. How many students do you supervise currently?
I teach the senior athletic training class, so that's a class of 20, and then I have about 85 freshman students that I teach in anatomy that are not in the program, and then I supervise students that are current students at clinical sites, kind of depending on how many people are there when I go out to work clinically.
Great. Would you describe your position as your dream job, a good fit, or a stop along the way, or something else?
I would probably describe it as a stop along the way. I think it is a good fit, and it has the perks that I would like for a dream job, but obviously I would like to make a little bit more money and maybe a different location, but it is definitely a stop along the way for me.
Okay. How would you assess your level of excitement with your current job?
I would say on a scale of 10, about an 8 out of 10.
Approximately how many hours each week do you spend working?
So I work as a PhD student, and that typically takes about 20 to 30 hours a week, depending on research responsibilities. And then I also work clinically, and that usually ranges about 6 to 10 hours per week.
So how many of those are supervising students?
Whenever I go to work clinically, there's always an athletic training student at the clinical sites that I can be assigned to, and so every time that I've worked so far, there's been an athletic training student, so I've supervised every time I do work.
What are some positives, or what excites you about your current job?
So I really like involving research and teaching and getting to see students from freshman to senior year and how they transition through the program. And I also like to get my hands back in the clinical side through PRN, so getting to experience some of those, working in the trenches, if you will, so getting to do some of that stuff still while doing my PhD. So,
what are the positives of being a preceptor for you?
So I really like making those lasting relationships, and so creating a network or someone that they can contact, not just while they're at the sport with you, kind of like when you were at men's basketball with me. So creating those lasting relationships with the students that you know that there's someone else in the profession that you can reach out to.
In what ways do you provide mentoring in your to your athletic training students?
So I think the way I do it is through modeling, and so some of those are modeling behaviors of attending conferences and professional organizations and volunteering, and some of the other things are kind of like the role reversal technique, and so making sure the students know that they can do this and you're there to supervise them, but make sure that they get the opportunity to do it.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're a good mentor to those athletic training students?
I do think I'm a good mentor, and I think that it kind of depends on how much the student wants to put into the clinical experience, and I think I put a little bit more effort into being a good mentor for those students, which not necessarily is the best approach to it, but I think that those students that show a drive or a passion for this, I'm a little bit more keen to helping.
Yeah. What excites you the most about the athletic training profession?
So I think athletic training is a very unique field, and I really think it's going to be something that's going to be cutting edge soon, and that since we're such a new profession right now, entering the healthcare realm, I really think that we're going to have something exciting to offer to the general public soon.
And in what ways do you model excitement about the profession to your students?
So I think in encouraging them to get involved through either local, state organizations, showing them how you can be an advocate. So I took some students and did the National Athletic Training Month here in Vigo County and went and met the mayor and encouraged them to do those type of things. So like encouraging them that it's more than just your actual clinical experience, that there's a lot more to the profession. So
great. Thank you for
You're welcome.
doing this interview, and thanks for being a great preceptor to me.
You're welcome.